Welcome to Make Your Move Mondays. I'm Elizabeth Henson, and this is Jared Richardson.
Hello, hello.
We're glad to be back with you.
Glad to be here.
So, Jared, tell them what we're going to discuss today.
We've been talking about it. Here again, I know it's cold weather right now, but spring is coming upon us, and it's getting time, and a lot of people think about listing their homes and listing their property. And we want to kind of talk about that. Things you can prepare your house, prepare your property, and just some ideas to help out with that, and things you can do to improve the curb appeal, improve the sellability of the property overall.
So, if you're thinking about listing your home anytime soon, we have a few tips and tricks for preparing your home for listing. The first one that I have would be to give your entry a facelift. The first thing that people see when they walk in the door, make sure that is tidied and picked up and looks great for people to walk into.
Oh, that's certainly right, though, because you have that first impression on any house, on any property.
And really, the first impression is pulling into the driveway.
You're right. But as far as walking in the house, you can put that fresh coat of paint in the hallway there or in the house. And remember that you're talking about pulling in the driveway, you're landscaping.
Yes.
I mean, that's very important as well. You make sure all your exterior lights are working, because I know that say, well, why does it matter if my outside lights work when you're showing it in the daytime? Well, people tend to ride around at night as well. Mm-hmm. Even if they've looked at their property, a lot of times they'll go back and just kind of say, okay, I want to look at the neighborhood certain times, day and night, and I know that may be silly, but if you've got several fixtures outside and only half of them are working, or they have 2 or 3 bulbs and only one bulb's working, then it plays in people's mind.
Mm-hmm. And pressure washing your house is always a good idea too.
Oh, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Especially that north side that you get, at least in Tennessee, you get that mildew.
So you also want to make sure that your home feels welcoming, and there are several different things that you can do for that. The first one, clean and tidy up. Make sure that when they walk in, they don't just see stuff right off the bat. Buyers, and this is all things that buyers, relay to us. This is not coming from us. This is potential buyers that when we show, this is the feedback that we get sometimes.
And that's true. It's when you go into a house, people expect it to be lived in. They expect that. Okay, the kids left a towel on the floor, no big deal. A house has to be lived in. But here again, some of the things that I've had complaints of, not complaints, but more of a feedback that they didn't like, is go in and there's 2 or 3 days dishes piled up in the sink. Hey, it's your home and you have the right to do what you want to do, but that does a lot of people don't like that. So just little things like that can help.
Mm-hmm. Decluttering is a good idea too.
It is.
We get in the habit of just collecting and collecting and collecting, but if you're thinking about listing, consider decluttering certain areas that buyers are going to look at.
I'll have to take your word on that. I can be a hoarder, is what my wife tells me. So I can't. I probably need to declutter myself.
Yes, I do too. Empty all of the trash. If you've got bags of trash on your carport or bags of trash in the kitchen, just make sure that those are outside as well. These are just little tiny things that really do make a big difference at showings.
Yeah, because here again, you go back to that first impression. When they pull up, what they see. When they walk in, what they see. Because, like I say, they expect it to be lived in, but they don't expect it to be dirty.
Right, and if the house is clean and picked up, buyers can see themselves putting their furniture in that house or them sitting in that living room. It's just easier for them to picture what their life would look like in that house, I think.
Yes, I think that's right.
Another important thing that sometimes we forget about, not everybody loves pets as much as we do, probably.
Yeah.
And sometimes if we go to a house, I'm a dog lover. I know Jared's a dog lover. I'm an all animal lover, so nothing really bothers me, but sometimes we have buyers that their feedback is, I wish the dog would be put up so it wasn't jumping on me during my showing or things like that.
That's right. I've had that happen several times. Now, a lot of times here again, it doesn't bother me because I'm a dog person. Um, I've got a lab, and actually I've had a had an older lab too, and not with us. But anyway, I'm a dog person. I go in the house. Typically dogs will like me, so I don't have a problem with it. But not everybody is that way. Some
Right.
people are petrified of dogs. Their children can be petrified of dogs. So or they may not even like cats, be allergic to cats.
Right.
Um, so it is good to put the animal or have a place, and and that's as long as you have notification of the showing.
Right.
I do know that sometimes there are cases that I've run into where you're out showing property to somebody, and you say, "Hey, I know of this place here that really may fit better than what we've seen today. Would you like to see it?" And you have such a short notice
Right.
that you can't, and that's fine, and usually the agent, or you should explain that to them, say, "Hey, we're just kind of dropping in."
Right. We understand that there may be a little
Right.
unusual mess. Okay, so let's pretend that I am a seller that is interested in listing my home, and I reach out to you. What are some of the first things that you're going to do for me?
Well, the first thing I'm going to discuss with you, what you want to do, what your goals are, what your thoughts, I guess, and then I will. A lot of times, what we'll do is do what we call a CMA, comparative market analysis. Of course, we want to look at what the market is on your home or your property, um, and a lot of times, if you have a price in mind, and I'm saying, well, hey, this is what your market's showing. We can kind of meet in the middle, or we can try one or the other and just work it and see. But it's kind of our job to go in there and to show you the market. And right now, being in market is very important because we are in a shifting market. We're still in a great market, but it's a little bit different.
And we have access to see, what properties sell for, and we can compare properties and really tell you, what the good list price is for your property.
That's right. We can tell you a good list price where it needs to be at. Our job is to sell it. And a lot of times find the buyer their dream home or property, what they want. But also we want the seller to benefit as well, to
Right.
get as much as they can.
Right.
And it works out. You got a happy buyer and a happy seller, and that's what we want. Once you've signed all your disclosures and paperwork, we'll go in, we'll measure the house, we'll take pictures. If it's, we'll use our drone, take some drone shots and video, and once we have all of that compiled, then we'll start getting it online and all the different sites we advertise on. Okay. There's some things you can do when you're listing your house that we recommend doing. I know a lot of people don't like to do it because it costs money. And a lot of times your buyer is going to have their own home inspection. But as a seller, if you would get a home inspection, it could save you so much time and aggravation and possibly keep you from losing a deal. You may live in a home, but there's also things that you could possibly not know that's going on.
Right.
Uh, so as aggravating as a home inspection can be at times, they they really serve a purpose, and they can really help a seller out if they would get it done beforehand, because they can catch these problems and fix it.
Right.
I know you had personal experience on that.
Yes. Home I listed in Lewis County. The seller went ahead and had a home inspection done, and we were able to get a lot of those things repaired and mended that would have shown up on the next home inspection. And the buyers ended up having a home inspection, but the deal went through because I feel like we had a lot of those things complete and done that didn't show up on the next
one. Right, so they were taken care of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you get two different home inspectors, they're probably going to find two different things. Because they're going to look at things different. And also, if you can, have a survey done.
Yes.
People love it when the corners, and if you're buying property, if you're buying a home, you want to know where your corners are.
They want those lines marked.
And they want them marked.
So I think a lot of times people just think, well, I can just list my home for sale by owner. I can do this myself. I don't need a realtor. What are some of the reasons that it's a good idea to have one of us in your corner?
Well, for one, advertising and being able to get it out there to people, and understanding these things that when they go wrong, we have the ability a lot of times to keep things together and be able to know how to fix problems.
Right.
And there's multiple reasons other than that.
many legal reasons too.
And
It's
we make sure all the legal stuff is handled. When you get to the closing, you get an attorney, and they'll make sure that you have clear title. Make sure if you want title insurance, you can buy that, which is separate from a title search. Because I know a lot of times people think when you buy a property, you give me the money, I give you the deed. Well, that is true, but if you haven't done proper research, you really don't know what you're buying.
right.
All right, let's tell us what are the benefits of using a real estate agent versus doing a for sale by owner, or as we call them in the business, a FSBO.
So I think there are several different benefits to using a real estate agent. The first one would be statistically, an agent can get more for your home than you would be able to for sale by owner because we are nationwide and we can advertise nationwide. The next one would obviously be showings. I have so many that say, I'm so glad that I don't have to deal with people and showing my home. It's so much easier to just sit back and let someone else handle the talking and the communication with other people and not have to worry about that.
Right.
Also, we are licensed in what we do. We've taken various courses, various tests, and people know that we're certified in what we do.
Right. And we're in the trenches every day. This is what we do for a living.
Yeah, we are full time.
And it frees you up to be able to do what you want to do.
Correct. You don't have to deal with everyday ins and outs of it. You let us handle that for you.
And what else? Once you get it listed, what all do you do?
So once I get my home listed after taking pictures, I come back and pick the best pictures that I think is going to advertise the best for the home. I put those online and we write up advertisement for the property. A lot of times I'll send out postcards. I make Facebook posts pretty frequently. I have a list of people that were potential buyers that when they called at the moment, I didn't have exactly what they needed. But if I get something listed and I have that person in my phone, I shoot it over to them and let them know the property that I have because they may be interested in it now.
Right. Okay. And the pictures, that's something about, when we get our pictures and we do editing and things, and this is just me talking. This is just Jared Richardson. Some of the edits absolutely kill me. I mean, if you're going to take pictures of a home, as an agent and as a person, you want your home presented as best as it can be. And, we want to present it at the absolute best that we can.
Right.
But some of these pictures, people are getting crazy with the AI and all this editing. Because I've actually pulled up to a house wasn't long ago that I looked at the picture that I had, because I usually print a picture to make sure I'm at the wrong property, because I had pulled up at the wrong one. And I'm like, okay, is this the same house that I'm seeing in this picture? And they look completely different.
This one has a rock yard, and this one has big Bermuda grass.
Yeah, where'd the Bermuda go? Yeah. And so it's, I think as agents, we have to be careful with that because we want to present the house well, but not false.
Right. I think there's a happy medium there. Well, and we have buyers that get to those houses, and this is not anything like the listing looked like.
And, we're mainly talking about houses here, but your property, getting it ready is just as important as listing a house, doing your curb appeal stuff. If you own a tract of land and you have a driveway that's into it, or the driveway's grown up, you need to have that opened up. You need to have that access. You need to, if you've got roads or trails on it, take a bush hog and run the trails, because I hate to say, a lot of people don't like to walk these days.
Yes.
Of course, when I first started in real estate, not everybody had side-by-sides and four-wheelers. You had to walk, but times have changed. So be sure and have those. Have it mowed. Have it bush hogged. Because here again, you want to present that well too, and want people to have access to it. So spending a little bit of money getting it ready will go a long way. So we've talked about a lot of different things for selling your house or selling your property, and we could go on all day about little things and different things you can do. But if you'd like to discuss it, feel free to give us a call at our office, speak with one of our agents. 931-589-2455. Of course, our RichardsonREsales.com. You can reach out through there as well and see all of our listings. And, we certainly appreciate you watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. And, hopefully we'll continue to give you some good tips.
See you next time on Make Your Move Monday.